It's safe to say that there's a few projects to do on the farm, but obviously the one we're going to choose to do first is one that involves the horses.
We're in a cherry picker! What?
We've got some really beautiful old stone barns on the farm, but unfortunately they have not been left in a very good state and they are not very usable spaces for us. And we realised that this actually would have been the workhorse tie stalls a long time ago, and so we are planning to restore them. But as you can see, there's a lot of work to do. This beam is not even attached. We're lucky enough to have some of our own timber and the horses to pull it out, and we also have a neighbour who has his own timber mill, so it's going to be produced much in the same way that it would have been originally built, with local resources and local people. So the stalls we're putting in will not be used to house the horses, they'll just be a safe place for them to have a break during their working day, have a bit of hay, have some water, and keep them out of trouble. And in terms of housing, we'll continue to house them in big loose barns in their herds, like what you can see here, the stallion herd. We do like them to be comfortable, and in the UK it's not actually legal to house them in stalls anymore. So first things first, we decided to get rid of the completely rotten upper floor. This would give us a bit more light and we'd be able to see more what was going on inside the barn. And when we opened it out, you can see this really beautiful roof that's all been hidden behind some rotted wood. But also all these fantastically wonderful huge cracks in the walls. And we actually realised that what's happening is that the side of the barn is actually slumping away from the rest of the barn. So we're going to have to put in some fairly serious infrastructure to keep it all together. So I don't know if you can see here, it was actually quite obvious once we started to notice it, the angle of the wall all leaning away from the barn. And this is why the beams inside were not actually reaching the whole way over. So this trough was previously not extending all the way along. And we now also have one on the other side for another set of horses to stand over here when they're having their lunch. And we also now have this thing to stop the wall falling down, which is probably a good idea. So just a bit of an update on the stalls. We've now got a snazzy ramp into them. If we go inside, Pete has patched up all the cracks in the walls. We've now got two different windows on there and on there that are going to be have glass put in them so we can keep it nice and light. So this would previously have been a door to a hayloft. It's now going to become a window so that we can have a nice bright barn. Our next task was to pull out the timber that was going to be milled to make the new stalls. We've got quite a lot of ash dieback in the woods, and that's mostly what we're going to be using. The trees are pretty big and so are the hills, so we'll be taking down a team of 4 horses to extract it.
You've left a really fat hinge again, haven't you? That's pretty good.
It definitely dragged on that sycamore a bit, didn't it?
What's that?
It just held that sycamore up and dragged it that way. Are they getting you?
No.
Probably gone after Mike again.
So we accidentally felled a tree that we're hoping to mill to make tie stalls for the horses, and it was full of bees. Luckily, I am a lot faster than Eugene, and Eugene, neither of us actually got stung, but it was a pretty close run thing, to be honest, wasn't it?
So now you're hiding in the house for a
Now we're
temporary.
hiding.
Yeah.
Rather than lunch, we've retreated.
It didn't bother me. They knew who's to blame.
Apparently so.
Just water ski your way down. So here's Eugene. Probably doesn't want me to film him, but here we are. We're just pulling out timbers to make the new tie stalls.
So here we're using Clover and Roger to manoeuvre the logs to the right location. Then we'll hitch the other two on the front, which is Josie and Oscar, in order to pull the logs out. So this team is a stallion and a mare up front and a stallion and a mare at the back.
So it is a somewhat warming task to get it up the hill, and we've still got quite a few decent sized saw logs to come out. This was all ash dieback, so it was trees that had already died, so there is a bit of butt rot, there is a few issues with them, but hopefully we'll be able to take them next door to our neighbours and get them sawn up to make new sleepers and sides for the tie stalls.
Here are the results from the mill. As you can see, the timber is really beautiful and we are really, really pleased with it.
Get him on camera.
Pete actually caught working.
And here is Pete putting in the new beams, which help hold the barn together and are also going to be what the stalls are attached to. And with a bit of Mike's handiwork, you can see here the stalls starting to take shape. We've also added a concrete floor in. We were hoping to keep the cobbles, but unfortunately the condition that they were in was not good enough, and we've also had some lights put in. Now, as it's a farm, the building use is going to be flexible, and the first residents of the tie stalls are actually my herd of coloured Ryland sheep. They make an absolutely lovely lambing shed. I can just pop a hurdle on the end of one of the stalls, and I've got individual pens for the ewes and their lambs, which is absolutely perfect. If you've enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. We have a number of videos coming up, including how to teach long reining, how to keep happy stallions, and also a 2-year update of our move to this farm.